I'd like to start off with the most devastating news of the week for me thus far, has obviously been, without a shadow of a doubt, Cory Booker dropping out of the presidential race, guys. Oh, it pains me to have to tell you this. I love doing my Cory Booker impression. Unfortunately, Cory Booker has decided that his campaign was not viable, no longer able to sustain the amount of financial intake and outtake needed to keep a good ground game going, a strong ground game going in Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and, of course, South Carolina. So Cory Booker, senator from New Jersey, has taken a leave of absence, opting to focus on his senatorial run. That's right. Sort of like what I said with Kamala Harris. Like Kamala Harris, people are like, Kamala, please don't drop out. I'm like, no, Kamala needs to drop out. You guys are not her friend. She is losing in California. She needed to drop out, guys. You want her to be out of the Senate too? She's not going to win the presidency. People are just selfish. Not to mention, she's a cop. Well, Cory Booker dropped out of the race today. Here goes a video that Cory Booker released to announce his suspension of his campaign.
I am literally here on this stage right now because 50 years ago, there was a lawyer on a couch who changed his life, changed his mind to get up and start representing families, one of them mine, who were discriminated against.
Ours is the story of the faith we have had in one another.
We know beating Donald Trump is the floor, it is not the ceiling. It gets us out of a valley, it does not get us to the mountaintop.
It's not going to be a referendum on who he is. It's going to be a referendum on who we are and who we are to each other and for each other.
We need all Democrats together to call to this country, to stand together, to work together, to rise together.
Today, I'm suspending my campaign for president with the same spirit with which it began. It is my faith in us, together as a nation, that we share common pain and common problems that can only be solved with a common purpose and a sense of common cause. So now I recommit myself to the work. I can't wait to get back on the campaign trail and campaign as hard as I can for whoever is the eventual nominee and for candidates up and down the ballot. But for now, I want to say thank you. Campaigning over this last year has been one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. Meeting people across this country who believe, who know that we may have challenges right now in our nation, but together we will rise.
All right, guys. There we go. Come on back over here. All right, so Cory Booker, he released a statement. As we know, friends, it was with a full heart, I share you this news. I've made the decision to suspend my campaign for president, the New Jersey senator said in a Medium post and an email to his supporters. Friends, Booker's exit from the 2020 race comes ahead of a Tuesday debate in Iowa, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. Senator Booker failed to meet the threshold in order to qualify for tomorrow's debates, which may have factored into his decision not to go ahead and proceed with his campaign. And we know that Cory Booker's been plagued with a number of issues with raising money. This has been a stumbling block for Cory Booker, as well as polling well enough to be included in the debates. So there's a couple things I want to just run off here about Cory Booker. First of all, I want it to be known there's nothing personal. I have no personal vendetta against Cory Booker. In fact, I enjoyed his departure video better than most others. I've watched several of these videos where the candidate is now like calling it a day. And I got to say that Cory's is the best one. It leaves me with a good feeling, a feeling of optimism as opposed to dread. And it's not overly done, overwrought with emotion like, oh my God, I stated many times, guys, running for the presidency is not a given, and it is a privilege to take other people's money, literally take other people's money to pursue something that very few people in the world ever get to do. There's only been, 44 presidents or something like that? So, it's not a job that I think that everyone should have. Only certain people should have it. Donald Trump should not be president. I would argue that Bush shouldn't have been president. Okay? Either. All right? So it's, so I want to be clear. It's not like I got a personal thing against Cory. He seems like a very likable person. But what we got to do is we have to stop looking at people through the lens of, are they good people? Yeah, we got to stop doing that, man. We got to stop asking ourselves, would I like to have a beer with them? We got to stop asking, do they seem nice? Can they dance? What kind of music do they have in their playlist? Do they like eating chicken, or do they like eating ice cream? Or these are questions that don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a good person. It matters if you intend to do good by other people. It doesn't matter if you're fun to be around. It matters if you're going to make life more fun for us. I mean, that's what we need to judge them on. Past record, future plans, trustworthiness, ethics, these things matter. Not if they like Jay-Z or Formula 51 or wrestling, or we just got to cut the crap. And that's going to be up to us as Americans to do better. It's not just up to the candidates. We got to have better picking skills. So that's something I think we need to look at. And we got to stop looking at it through color and gender. And it's not about gender, it's about agenda. It's not about color, it's about what you plan to do when you get in there. I mean, anybody can rob you. Make the crowd say amen. Like, anybody with a gun and a bad attitude and bad intentions can take your money. I mean, come on, guys. And I'm not saying that Cory Booker was out to rob or anything like that. I'm just saying we need to wake up. We need to do better. It's up to us to do better. Part of my job is to make it so people understand that. So Cory Booker is pulling out of the race today. And Jersey Democrat, he just never seemed to really catch on, never caught fire in the way that he hoped to. And obviously he wanted to. He was in this to win it. It was not a game for him. He was actually trying to do this. And it was unfortunate he was unable to. But I want to dispel one of the myths that's out there right now about Cory Booker and Kamala Harris. And that is that if it weren't for the billionaires, they would have, still been in this thing. Hey, if it wasn't for the billionaire money, Cory Booker and Kamala Harris would still be in the race. I want it to be crystal clear, guys. Take a look at this. Now, you know that billionaires get no love on this channel. I'm not a guy who comes around here touting how great billionaires are, none of that stuff. But I want you to take a look here and see what I see, okay? This is a little grid showing you tracking billionaire donations over time. All right? Billionaire donations over time. As you can see here, Kamala Harris and Cory Booker received the most billionaire donations of any candidates in the race. I mean, don't get me wrong, Joe Biden right there. I mean, he's bringing up a strong 3. It's like right back to back to back to back. 46, 45, 44. Okay? But my whole point is that they had no problem taking that money. They had no problem taking billionaire money. See, here's the thing, guys. This is what we will not do. We will not. I said we will not pretend that these people did not take a lot of billionaire money. So you can't on one hand say billionaires are causing all the problems and they're still in our elections, and then you show up. Excuse me, billionaire person. Please giveth thy monies. It's hypocritical and it's incongruent, and it gives a false representation to the people that you speak for the people, that you are not taking that money when you are taking that money. And another thing, One of my problems with Cory Booker has nothing to do with his voice or the lack of facial hair or any of that. It's a political thing. Nobody has facial hair in politics, right? The guy took a lot of money from Wall Street. All right? His whole career. Him and Joe Biden took a lot of money from Wall Street. All right? They were Wall Street darlings, okay? So when we judge this thing, when we look back and we say, okay, this candidate make it was because obviously it's obvious that Cory Booker is a black man and Kamala Harris is a black woman. Kamala Harris is a brown woman, has to do with race. And I'm not going to say that there's no racial aspects to this. This is America. This is not one of those progressive type channels where we ignore race. Oh no, race. Oh no. Every one of you who sat down at Thanksgiving dinner and had to sit through an awkward conversation with your racist uncle know what I'm talking about. These people don't even live in reality. They like to avoid it just because it makes them uncomfortable. You know, I was scared to walk to the corner store sometimes, man, but I had to do it. My mama needed dishwasher liquid and a pack of Cools. I don't get to just not do what I don't feel comfortable doing. My mom made me go get the switch. Or she went and got the tree. So that's what progressives need to learn. You don't want to talk about race. Well, you know what? You're going to have to go get that tree then. And that tree is a big-ass L from Donald Trump if you don't get the... So the switch, go get the switch. That is talking about race. And if you don't, well, you're going to get the L, which is the mama go get the big tree. She go get half the tree and beat you with it. So the point is this. Let Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, race did play a factor. It always does. So does gender. Gender always plays a factor, guys. It doesn't make you social justice warrior, scourge of the earth, because you say that. It's just reality. You see, you have eyes. Your eyes see. Based on the environment in the country we were raised in, with all of the stimulation of the thoughts of the environment, of the feelings of the country, we have certain views about women. We just do. And we have certain views about people of different colors and different ethnicities. It's baked into the cake. But I said all that to get to this. That ain't the only reason why they lost. Cory Booker and Kamala Harris were doing 2% and less with black people too. So if you're doing 2% with white people and 2% with black people, that's a loser right there, baby. Somebody ain't exactly killing it in the ebony jet. Like, somebody never watched The Breakfast Club or something. Something's going on. Breakfast Club not even black owned, but you know what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to tell people, what I'm trying to tell you is white people, you off the hook. They suck with black people too. And that's the point we need to learn here. Just because you black don't mean you don't crack. A lot of cracking and blacking going on. And just because you white don't mean you all right. And just because people say you ought right, some of you are all right. Anyway, that's the point. That's it. Anyway, so Cory Booker's out of the race, guys. And look, he's going to focus on his Senate run. He said he's going to be on the trail. Here goes my prediction. Here's my prediction. All right? Cory Booker will endorse Elizabeth Warren. He's going to endorse Elizabeth Warren. I just got a feeling he's going to do that. I don't know. Maybe he'll put his finger up in the air, see where the wind's blowing. He might go Bernie, but I think he'll take the safe bet and go with Elizabeth because he knows then he can still pivot back and go Bernie. Bernie ain't going to hold a grudge, right? Just in party for Cory Booker out of the race. I will do this just because this is a ceremonious video. Okay. Hi. My name's Cory Booker. And I was the mayor of Newark. I was also a prima donna, or a prima Victorian, or one of those things. I've been a vegan for the last 20 years. I'm a really nice guy. And I really believe If we just had more love. Oh, if we had more love, we'd have the ability to form Voltron against the evil Donald Trump. And that, my friends, is how we get more love. Oh, more love. Did I tell you my girlfriend's name is Rosario Dawson? I should have told you that. I was thinking. Here goes a dad joke. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and you walk in the kitchen, and you want some milk and cookies. And you're going to get your cookies. And then Dad walks up and says, what are you doing? You said, I'm going to get me some more milk and cookies. And Dad says, get your ass in the bed. Get in the bed right now. Get there. So you go get in the bed. And you're in the bed, you're crying. You're thinking, oh, somebody do something to Dad, because Dad won't let me have milk and cookies. Because really in your heart, what you know is, you just need more love. Oh, you need more love. Sorry you couldn't get more love, Cory Booker. But you do live to fight another day. All right, guys.